Pickup trucks in 2025 aren't all created equal. Some are absolute beasts that will carry you through anything, while others will bleed your wallet dry and leave you stranded with regret. Want the best? The Ford Ranger is king. Want the worst? The Toyota Tundra is wearing that crown of shame. But what makes one truck a legend and another a lemon? Stick around, because the list we're about to roll through may just shock you. Worst pickup truck number 1. Toyota Tundra. It's bold to call a Toyota unreliable. After all, Toyota's reputation was built on bulletproof sedans and unstoppable SUVs. But in 2025, the Tundra is proving that not every Toyota wears the badge of reliability with pride. On paper, it should be a knockout. A hybrid powertrain, aggressive styling, plenty of horsepower, sounds like the perfect modern full-size truck. But peel back the glossy brochure, and the story turns sour fast. Consumer Reports named the Tundra the least reliable full-size truck of 2025. That's not a small ding. That's a knockout punch to its credibility. Owners have reported issues ranging from drivetrain hiccups to frustrating infotainment glitches, all adding up to a truck that feels less like a dependable workhorse and more like an expensive experiment. For people who grew up believing Toyota could do no wrong, it feels like betrayal in sheet metal. And then there's the price. The Tundra's sticker isn't cheap, and when you're spending that much, you expect bulletproof engineering. Instead, you're met with the risk of constant dealer visits. Imagine buying a brand new truck, proudly pulling out of the lot, only to be back in a month later with warning lights flashing. That's the nightmare some owners are living. A truck should give you confidence. The Tundra in 2025 gives you anxiety. Sure, Toyota fans will argue that recalls happen to every brand, that teething issues are part of innovation, and that the hybrid system will eventually shine. And maybe they're right in the long run. But when you're dropping hard-earned cash today, maybe it'll get better later, isn't much comfort. The Tundra's fall from grace is especially painful because of its history. It used to be the dependable outsider, the Japanese contender that could punch with the Detroit big boys. Now it feels like it's gasping for breath, weighed down by reliability charts that no Toyota should ever top, in the wrong direction. In 2025, the Tundra is a gamble. And unless you enjoy rolling dice with tens of thousands of dollars, it's one best avoided. Best pickup truck number 1. Ford Ranger. Now here's the comeback story of the year. The Ford Ranger in 2025 isn't just good, it's award-winning. Crowned North American Truck of the Year and scooping up Edmunds' top-rated truck title, the Ranger has muscled its way into the spotlight as the best overall pickup you can buy right now. And yes, it really is that good. Ford could have played it safe with the Ranger, but instead, they reloaded it with everything that makes a modern truck desirable. Under the hood, you get a powertrain lineup that balances grunt with efficiency, including an impressive turbocharged option that doesn't just tow, but hauls with swagger. On the road, the Ranger isn't just a work machine, it's a confident daily driver. The steering is sharp, the ride is smooth, and the cabin feels less like a Spartan truck and more like a small luxury SUV. Technology? Ford has loaded it up. The Ranger's interior is a far cry from the bare-bones pickup cabins of the past. Massive touchscreen, crisp digital displays, advanced driver assist features, it's all there, and it actually works without feeling gimmicky. While competitors struggle to iron out bugs, Ford's system is intuitive and reliable, making every trip less of a chore and more of an experience. But here's where the Ranger really nails it. Versatility. This truck isn't trying to be the biggest or the flashiest. It's aiming to be the most balanced. Need a truck that can tow your weekend toys? Done. Need one that won't make you feel like you're piloting a tank in city traffic? Done. Need something that won't drink fuel like a frat boy at happy hour? You've got it. The Ranger is that rare pickup that feels just as comfortable hauling gear as it does taking the family out for dinner. And unlike the Tundra's nightmare of reliability questions, the Ranger's reviews paint a picture of confidence. Solid build quality, dependable performance, and a track record that makes you believe Ford's engineers didn't cut corners. It's a truck you can actually trust, something that feels increasingly rare. Bottom line? The 2025 Ranger isn't just the best midsize pickup of the year. It's the best pickup, period. If the Tundra is a warning sign of what not to do, the Ranger is the shining example of what a truck should be. Worst pickup truck number 2. Chevrolet Silverado 1500/GMC Sierra 1500. Sometimes a name can carry too much weight. The Silverado and Sierra have long been staples of American driveways, job sites, and ranches. For decades, Chevy and GMC's flagship full-size trucks were seen as rock-solid machines, the kind of rigs that could outlast generations. But in 2025, reality hit hard, and it hit with a reliability rating of just 2 out of 5 from Consumer Reports. That's not just disappointing, it's downright embarrassing for 2 of GM's biggest names. Here's the ugly truth. Massive recalls have plagued these trucks. We're not talking about minor fixes. We're talking about hundreds of thousands of units flagged for critical issues ranging from brakes to seatbelt systems to drivetrain concerns. For owners, that means more time waiting at the dealer than putting the truck to use. Nothing stings more than dropping a small fortune on a brand new Silverado, only to feel like you're driving a recall slip instead of a truck. It doesn't stop there. The interiors, while flashy at first glance, suffer from inconsistent build quality. Owners have reported rattles, misaligned panels, and tech systems that freeze at the worst times. Add in some lackluster fuel economy compared to competitors, and suddenly the Silverado and Sierra don't feel like leaders anymore. They feel like bloated promises wrapped in chrome. Of course, die-hard GM fans will defend them. They'll talk about the V8 power, the towing capability, and the fact that when these trucks run well, they still feel like classic workhorses. And sure, when everything lines up, they can still get the job done. But the problem isn't power, it's trust. Can you trust a truck that's at the center of so many recalls? Can you trust a truck that experts are calling one of the least reliable buys of the year? The answer, in 2025, is a painful no. The Silverado and Sierra used to be symbols of American durability. This year, they're reminders that even legends can falter. Unless GM cleans up its act quickly, these once proud names risk sliding even further down the road of disappointment. Best pickup truck number 2. Ford F-150. If the Ranger is the scrappy underdog, the F-150 is the heavyweight champ. Year after year, the F-150 has topped sales charts, dominated job sites, and cemented itself as the face of American pickup culture. And in 2025, it shows no signs of slowing down. If anything, it's reminding everyone why it's been the top-selling truck in America for over 4 decades. What makes the F-150 so unstoppable? Flexibility. Ford has built a lineup that offers something for everyone, whether you're hauling concrete, towing a boat, or just craving the feel of a truck with power underfoot. You can go traditional with a tried-and-true V6, step up to a roaring V8, or embrace the future with the PowerBoost hybrid, which blends muscle with efficiency. And if you want something that pushes the envelope, the electric Lightning variant is proof that the F-150 isn't afraid of reinvention. Step inside, and you'll see why buyers keep coming back. The interior feels less like a truck and more like a command center. Oversized touchscreens, digital clusters, and enough comfort to make long hauls feel like Sunday drives. Ford has also packed in safety features and driver assist technology that, frankly, put some luxury cars to shame. This isn't just about moving cargo anymore, it's about doing it with confidence and style. But here's the kicker. The F-150 doesn't just shine on paper. It shines in real-world tests. Reviewers and owners consistently praise its towing strength, handling, and overall dependability. While rivals are struggling with recalls and reliability headaches, the F-150 keeps its cool, showing up day after day without the drama. And let's be honest, when you're relying on a truck for work or family, dependability isn't optional. It's everything. Sure, critics will say it's become too polished, too mainstream, maybe even too comfortable for a truck. But here's the truth. The F-150 has earned the right to evolve. It's a truck that knows its roots but isn't afraid to embrace the future. Whether you're old school or forward-looking, the F-150 gives you a version that fits. In 2025, the F-150 is still the gold standard. The Silverado and Sierra may stumble, but Ford's full-size legend stands tall, reminding everyone why it's still the king of the hill. Worst pickup truck number 3, Rivian R1T. The Rivian R1T was supposed to be the future. Sleek, electric, loaded with tech, it launched with promises of changing the truck game forever. And for a moment, it looked like Rivian had nailed it. Early adopters raved about its acceleration, its modern cabin, and the bragging rights of owning one of the first real electric pickups. But in 2025, the shine has worn off, and the R1T is proving that the future isn't always as smooth as advertised. The first red flag? Reliability, or rather, the lack of it. Reports have piled up of frustrating software bugs, mysterious warning lights, and systems that seem to crash without warning. Imagine being on the highway with your family, and your futuristic truck suddenly decides it doesn't know what its battery range is anymore. That's not just inconvenient, that's terrifying. For a vehicle that costs as much as the R1T, reliability gremlins are unacceptable. Then there's the question of service. Rivian is still a small company, and its service network is limited. If you're near a major city, you might get help quickly. But if you're in the middle of nowhere and something goes wrong, good luck. Traditional brands like Ford, Chevy, and Toyota have massive dealer networks that can bail you out. Rivian? Not so much. And when your cutting-edge truck breaks down in the middle of a road trip, you'll wish you had a boring old F-150. And let's not forget the elephant in the room price. The R1T isn't just expensive, it's eye-wateringly so. By the time you option it up, you're looking at a truck that costs more than some luxury SUVs. And what do you get for that premium? A truck that looks amazing, but leaves you biting your nails every time a warning chime goes off. None of this means Rivian is doomed. Innovation always comes with bumps, and the R1T may someday iron out its flaws. But as of 2025, it's a risky bet. Unless you're willing to be a guinea pig for the future and pay top dollar for the privilege, the R1T is a truck you're better off avoiding. The Rivian R1T is the classic case of promise versus reality. A truck that looks like tomorrow, but too often drives like an unfinished experiment. Best pickup truck number 3, Chevrolet Colorado. If the full-size trucks are heavyweights, the Chevy Colorado is the agile fighter in the ring. Redesigned and reloaded, the 2025 Colorado has stepped up as one of the most balanced mid-size trucks money can buy. It's not trying to outmuscle the Ford F-150 or flex like the Ram TRX. Instead, it focuses on being the perfect everyday truck, and it succeeds brilliantly. Start with capability. The Colorado may be mid-size, but it doesn't shy away from serious work. Its towing and payload numbers are among the best in class, giving you confidence whether you're hauling a trailer, moving gear, or just taking a load of lumber back from the store. Pair that with its range of turbocharged engines, and you get power that feels punchy without guzzling gas like a thirsty giant. For many buyers, it's the sweet spot between strength and efficiency. Inside, Chevy has finally caught up with modern expectations. Gone are the days of bland interiors that felt like an afterthought. The new Colorado offers a cabin that feels sharp, well-built, and loaded with tech. The infotainment system is intuitive, with crisp graphics and fast response times, while driver assist features make navigating traffic or tight spaces easier than ever. This isn't just a work truck. It's a daily driver you won't mind spending hours in. But where the Colorado really wins hearts is versatility. This is the truck for people who need something capable but don't want the hassle of driving a behemoth through city streets. It's easier to park, easier to maneuver, and more fun to drive than many full-size rigs, and yet, it still delivers that tough truck confidence when you hit the dirt roads or tow heavy loads. Critics might say the Colorado plays it safe compared to flashier rivals. It doesn't have the extreme personality of a Ford Raptor or the wild styling of a Cybertruck. But that's exactly why it works. It's the reliable, capable, no-drama truck that gives you everything you need without gimmicks. For most buyers, that's more valuable than flashy features that rarely get used. Bottom line, the 2025 Chevrolet Colorado is proof that midsize doesn't mean compromise. It's a truck that fits into real life, whether that's hauling, commuting, or weekend adventuring, and it earns its place as one of the best pickups you can buy this year. Worst pickup truck number 4. Tesla Cybertruck. Few vehicles have ever split opinion like the Tesla Cybertruck. From the moment Elon Musk rolled it on stage with its cracked, shatterproof windows, the Cybertruck has been more meme than machine. Fast forward to 2025, and the verdict is in. It's not just controversial, it's one of the worst trucks you could spend money on this year. Let's start with the recalls, because they've been piling up. From faulty windshield wipers to issues with the accelerator pedal, the Cybertruck has been flagged for safety concerns that no buyer of a six-figure truck wants to deal with. Tesla promised futuristic durability and cutting-edge engineering, but in practice, many owners are finding themselves part of what feels like a giant beta test. The stainless steel body might look like something out of Blade Runner, but when your truck is in the shop more than on the road, the sci-fi fantasy wears off fast. Then there's the build quality. Critics and owners alike have reported uneven panel gaps, poor fit and finish, and electronics that behave like a moody teenager. For a truck that was hyped as the dawn of a new automotive era, it often feels like a rushed prototype that somehow got a showroom price tag. And let's not forget the sheer size and weight. It's massive, unwieldy in tight spaces, and not exactly the kind of truck you want to parallel park downtown. Supporters will argue that the Cybertruck is a pioneer, a bold leap into the electric future. And sure, its acceleration is jaw-dropping, and the design will turn heads wherever you go. But ask yourself, do you really want your truck to be more conversation piece than workhorse? Trucks are supposed to inspire confidence. The Cybertruck inspires curiosity, skepticism, and sometimes laughter. At the end of the day, Tesla's most radical experiment has become a cautionary tale. Instead of rewriting the rulebook, it's showing us why rules exist in the first place. If you're after bragging rights or want to feel like you're driving a prop from a sci-fi movie, the Cybertruck will give you that. If you want a dependable, practical truck in 2025, steer clear. In short, the Cybertruck is proof that hype doesn't equal quality. It's bold, it's weird, it's headline-grabbing, but in the real world, it's one of the worst pickups you can actually buy. Best pickup truck number 4. Hyundai Santa Cruz. Some trucks win with brute strength. Others win with brains. The Hyundai Santa Cruz does both. It's not your traditional pickup, and that's exactly why it deserves a spot on the best list for 2025. In a market full of oversized brutes, Santa Cruz is proof that smaller, smarter trucks can pack just as much punch. First off, let's talk about style. The Santa Cruz doesn't look like your average workhorse. With its sleek curves, bold front end, and crossover-inspired lines, it stands out in a world where most trucks still cling to boxy tradition. For city drivers who want truck utility without feeling like they're driving a bus, the Santa Cruz is a perfect fit. It's compact, easy to maneuver, and surprisingly comfortable on crowded streets. Performance-wise, it punches above its weight. The available turbocharged engine delivers a zippy ride with plenty of torque for everyday hauling and weekend adventures. It may not tow as much as a Ford F-150, but for most buyers, hauling bikes, kayaks, or a small trailer, it gets the job done without breaking a sweat. And because it's smaller and lighter, it also delivers better fuel economy than many of its bulkier rivals. In 2025, with gas prices always looming in the back of our minds, that's no small perk. Inside, Hyundai went all in on comfort and tech. The cabin feels modern and premium, with a big infotainment screen, clean design and features that make long drives easy. This isn't a bare-bones pickup. It's closer to a well-appointed SUV with a bed attached. Safety features are plentiful too, giving drivers peace of mind whether they're cruising highways or weaving through traffic. Of course, some truck purists scoff at the Santa Cruz. They'll say it's not a real pickup because it's built on a unibody platform instead of a traditional body-on-frame. But here's the reality. Most people don't need to tow massive trailers or haul construction materials every day. For the average driver, the Santa Cruz offers just the right mix of practicality, efficiency, and style. It's not trying to be everything to everyone. It's aiming at the people who want versatility without overkill. The 2025 Hyundai Santa Cruz isn't just an alternative pickup. It's one of the smartest buys of the year. If the Cybertruck is style over substance, the Santa Cruz is substance with style. Worst pickup truck number 5. Nissan Frontier. The Nissan Frontier should have been an easy win. After all, it's been around forever, and Nissan finally gave it a much-needed redesign in recent years. But in 2025, instead of basking in a comeback story, the Frontier finds itself on the wrong list for one reason that truck owners absolutely hate: recalls. And this one is a doozy. Nearly 14,000 Frontiers were recalled due to a headlight software glitch. Sounds minor? Not when you're driving at night and your headlights suddenly don't function the way they should. That's not just inconvenient, it's dangerous. Safety recalls are nothing new in the truck world, but when they involve something as critical as headlights, it shakes confidence fast. And for a brand like Nissan, which has been fighting for relevance in the pickup segment against titans like Ford and Chevy, this kind of slip-up is brutal. It doesn't help that the Frontier has always been the value truck. Buyers flock to it for affordability and simplicity. But when your affordable truck ends up costing you time and stress at the dealership, that value goes out the window. Add in complaints about its somewhat clunky transmission and less refined ride compared to rivals, and the shine wears off even more. Fans will argue that recalls happen across the board, and that's true. But here's the problem. In 2025, buyers have too many better options. If you're choosing between a Frontier with reliability doubts or a Ranger that's scooping up awards left and right, the decision is pretty obvious. Trucks live and die on reputation, and Nissan can't afford mistakes like this. The sad part is, the Frontier still has good bones. It looks rugged. It's got solid off-road chops in the Pro 4X trim. And when it's working properly, it's not a bad little truck. But not bad doesn't cut it when competitors are excelling. And with the recall headlines fresh in everyone's mind, the Frontier feels less like a safe bet and more like a gamble. Bottom line, in 2025, the Nissan Frontier proves that even small glitches can tank a truck's credibility. Until Nissan tightens things up, it's a truck to approach with caution. Best pickup truck number 5. Ford Maverick Hybrid. If there's one truck that proves small can be mighty, it's the Ford Maverick Hybrid. Forget the old idea that trucks have to be massive gas guzzlers. The Maverick is rewriting the rulebook in 2025 by being compact, efficient, affordable, and, most importantly, fun to drive. In fact, it's the pickup redefining what a best truck even means. Let's start with the headline: fuel economy. The Maverick Hybrid delivers an astonishing 42 miles per gallon, a number that would make full-size trucks blush with envy. And it's not just sipping gas, it's also capable. With up to 4,000 pounds of towing capacity when properly equipped, this little truck can haul your camper, your weekend gear, or even handle light work duty without breaking a sweat. For the everyday buyer who doesn't need F-150 level strength, it's the sweet spot. Inside, Ford has made the Maverick feel modern and clever. The cabin isn't oversized, but it's smartly designed with loads of storage, an intuitive infotainment system, and plenty of comfort for long drives. You get the sense that every inch of space has been thought through. It feels more like a lifestyle vehicle than a bare-bones work truck, which is exactly what a lot of modern buyers want. And let's not forget affordability. While other trucks are creeping higher and higher in price, the Maverick Hybrid gives you a practical, efficient pickup without forcing you to sell a kidney. It's accessible, and that's part of its charm. For young buyers, city drivers, or families who want an extra vehicle that can do it all, the Maverick feels like a revelation. Sure, it won't outhaul a Silverado or conquer trails like a Tacoma TRD Pro, but that's not its mission. The Maverick is built for people who want truck capability in a package that actually fits into daily life. And with the new 2025 AWD Hybrid variant, it's even more versatile, proving you don't need a massive footprint to have real-world usefulness. Bottom line, the Ford Maverick Hybrid is the people's truck. It's practical, efficient, stylish, and fun, and it shows that the future of pickups might not be bigger, but smarter. In 2025, it's hands down one of the best buys you can make. So there you have it. The best and the worst of 2025's pickups. On one end, the Ford Ranger and Maverick Hybrid are proving that smart engineering and balance can still win the game. On the other, the Toyota Tundra and Tesla Cybertruck remind us that hype and history can't save a bad buy. Which side do you fall on? Drop your thoughts below, hit that like button, and subscribe for more lists that pull no punches.